reaction. I was going to jump in the front. And he goes, no, you got to sit in the back. And I'm like, oh, okay. Kind of like Uber or a taxi. Nope, you got to sit in the back. Hey, I want to tell you a story about me, kind of a scary solo alone story, another one, but this one's probably the most important one. If you're coming over here from another country or you live here and you're traveling with your bike. And what happened to me was I have the bike and I need to jump a section. I can't ride it, so I'm going to have to take a public transportation, but it's a good distance, and I need to get to Utah, excuse me, from California. So I try a rideshare thing on Craigslist. This is a couple years ago. Now I don't know if I would do this again after this experience. I would do things differently. I called. A guy called me back, and he said his ad was, "Hey, I take people groups, back and forth, blah blah." I had a picture of his Sprinter and standing by it, and like a bunch of fun people. Hey, we took a ride with John, And so I said, "Oh, this looks cool. I'll get a ride." And he said, "Yeah, I take you, and I have an ice chest and snacks and stuff like that. It's $100 to Vegas." And I was actually trying to get to Springdale, Utah, so I was going to ride from there, from outside of Vegas. But anyway, so I say, "Okay, I'll do it." He comes and gets me. He shows up in the Sprinter, and he opens the door. Hey, and there's nobody in there. It's supposed to be a few people. And he goes, "Yeah, I'm going to be picking up somebody over in Fresno," and I'm, "Oh, okay." So and he goes, "Hey, here you go. Here's your seat." And I was going to get in the front. I just had a natural reaction. I was going to jump in the front. And he goes, no, you got to sit in the back. And I'm like, oh, okay. Kind of like Uber or a taxi. Nope, you got to sit in the back, But it's all tinted windows and dark in there. And he goes, "Here's your chair." So the big swivel chair. So anyway, and I got my drinks and snacks. He's really set up pretty cool. And then and my folks were there. Like I was at their house getting picked up, and they're like, "Wow, this is weird. This guy's picking up our son and putting him in the back and won't let him sit in the front." And it was just a little weird at first. And it's kind of a new thing, rideshare and whatnot. So I got in and we took off. And he said, "Hey, you got any music you like? Put on any music." So I said, "Now, whatever you want." He put on music, and we rolled along. And he's on the phone a lot. And so what started getting weird was like he's talking to his buddies, and he's like, "Yeah, man, that sounds like a fun time. We'll stop in on the way." And so he's like, "Hey, you mind if we stop in Bakersfield? My buddy's house. They're having a little barbecue. We can catch some dinner there, And I'm like, and I'm pretty adaptable, I can, adapt to just about anything. And he goes, "Yeah, we'll stop in there. That'll be cool. You'll like it. You like these guys." And so we roll in there about 6 o'clock at night, and a bunch of cars out in front, kind of a seedy Bakersfield neighborhood. I don't know if you've ever been there, but hey, anyway, I didn't meet Buck Owens. Anyway, or Roy Clark. I get in there, and we're, eating, and I meet these guys. It's all cool, but it's getting pretty raging, and they're drinking, and my driver guy's not drinking, though. But he disappears, for a while, and I'm just talking to these other guys. And then and he says, "All right," he comes back in and he goes, "You ready to go?" And I go, "Yeah." I was ready to get the hell out of there and get to Vegas, right? And so then he says, "Hey, I hate to do this to you. I got one more stop to make, and it's at my, this is his ex-girlfriend, and they're still buddies, and he's just going to stop. His dog is there. Anyway, we roll in there, and he says, "Hey, can you wait out here?" And I go, "No problem." And I just sat in my little chair on my phone, and it's getting to be a long time. You ever done that? You wait. So I get out, and I'm just kind of stretching outside, and I hear in the house this yelling. Like, here we go, domestic violence, and they are going at it. And so I'm in Barstow at his girlfriend's house, and he's arguing, and it's a rough neighborhood, rougher than the Bakersfield one. So people are, there's people milling around wondering what the hell I'm doing out there. And they're arguing, and then all of a sudden this other guy comes out of the house, who must have been there or something, and he looks at me and just walks by, and then and so I, at this point, I've had enough of that. It's getting scary. It's a sketchy neighborhood. So one of the beauties about having my bike, and I was in Barstow, but I got that far, and this was going on, and it's going to be light soon. We've been out all night driving, visiting people. I got my bike ready, and I rolled off and headed toward Vegas. Now, it actually ended up being one of the best little sections I've ever done. I didn't, I was dreading it, but, once I got free of that kind of situation, and I was out of those, out of the California valleys, and Barstow's not good either, but hey, I was heading out into the desert and free as a bird, and I just felt really good. You ever take a ride, make sure there's a plan. I don't recommend any of Greyhound or Craigslist or any of it. Like I told you in my other videos, I use Uber to jump certain sections if I can't, ride it in small sections. Yeah, it's spendy, but it's better than the alternatives. We don't have good transportation here, and that's the bottom line. America sucks for transportation. All right, thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed that.